What's up, and welcome to the group chat, our brand new series here on the Youth YouTube, where we're gonna get the chance to sit down with different people every single week after Youth Night and dive deeper into the Youth Night message. Today's episode, we are joining some of our youth leaders, and we're gonna be playing Among Us. Most of them haven't played Among Us yet, so this is going to be so much fun, but we're also gonna be talking about influence. So, let's just dive right into our first game. This is the first time they're playing, and let's see how it goes. Here we go. Starting.
Mama. Shut
Why are you laughing?
I cannot handle this. Okay, go down. Oh, I need to go in there.
I already know what it is.
What are you?
Go away!
Uh-oh.
What is happening?
What does that mean?
What is
It's a
it?
sabotage.
Sabotage. We have to
What does that
go.
mean?
What do we have to do?
Wait,
Where?
someone has to come to the arrows.
In the back. It's in
What
the
arrows?
Okay, we have 16 seconds or we're dying. Okay,
I
What
got
arrows?
okay, it's gonna point you. Okay. There we go, we're good.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
Connor.
What happened? Me and Nick just saved our life.
I keep wanting to just like drag the
I already know it.
person.
That's not nice.
Kayla quit following me.
I'm in my own little world over here.
I don't have a clue where I'm at. Oh, I'm like in the flipping cafeteria. What?
This is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
What do? Oh.
Oh goodness. Where? Okay, down there.
Are y'all doing tasks?
Yes, the taskbar is going up.
Slowly.
Very slowly.
I'm doing tasks.
Okay, uh-oh.
Oh, somebody's funny.
What is happening? Someone knows what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm stuck.
What do you mean?
Whoever the imposter is closing doors.
Oh. Here we go. Okay.
Oh no, they turned the lights out.
Who did?
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean?
Okay, the lights are back on. No, they're not. What's happening?
Go which way? I
Okay,
can't
why
see
does
the
my
dark.
arrow turn
Okay,
red?
I fixed the lights. I don't even know where my tasks are. Okay.
Why did they go away? Like I did one and now I'm just kind of running around aimlessly finding them.
The task.
Oh, there's a dead body. What? Who died? Susie. Oh.
I can't play this with a straight face. This is awful.
Kiri, are you the imposter?
Yes.
She started laughing as soon as we started the game.
Wait, did you report, Carrie? Did you report the dead body?
Yes.
But you can. That's strategy. That's strategy because you act like
I don't even know what I'm doing. I was just clicking buttons, okay? I'm just trying to find someone to kill. Yes, that's what I did.
I swear I thought it was Cotner because you doing all the
I
checking.
thought it was Connor too. I thought Connor
See?
I'm telling you, I was just doing tasks.
It was me.
Incredible.
Oh man, that was funny.
Who's always late? Nikki.
Is she here?
Hold on.
Welcome.
Hey, just get here when you can.
Kindle, everyone. Welcome
Did
to
you-
group
Did you see
chat.
my name?
Yes,
Did you see my name?
we've been here for 37 minutes. We're done now.
I know.
As soon as you said who's always late, I was like, oh, Nikki's here. I didn't know she was named always late.
Oh.
Welcome, Nikki, to the group chat. Okay, we're gonna start with the first question. It's a very easy question. What was like your main takeaway from the message? Like just like maybe in a sentence. Like what was your main takeaway?
Hard to sum up in one sentence. It was also good.
It really was.
It could be multiple sentences.
Oh, okay. I'll say
It
one
could be a whole paragraph.
I guess mine was be careful what you let in your passenger seat.
Yeah.
Well, I like the visual how the other stuff was still in the car too.
Yes, it was
Like
still,
even,
yeah.
even though we want Jesus to be up front, the other stuff is still in the car because you can't completely avoid that stuff.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. I think so often we think that it just has to be Jesus, but like you're just still gonna have friends. You're not gonna get rid of those things. You just have to make it. You just have to find the priorities in those things. What's most important?
I was just gonna say, like, geared towards the teenagers, how like you're gonna mess up, which is okay, and he's still gonna come back and get you, and he's still gonna come and help you. But I think you also have to be careful of how many times you mess up. Like, he doesn't want you to keep messing up over and over and over. So make sure. I mean, your catchphrase for the message was on point. Like, fire.
Where you
Yes.
steer is where you steer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So yes,
And just
that's
to add
what I
on to that,
like.
like you said, be careful like how many times you mess up. Like you're gonna mess up, but like I think the main point of this is like to always like just take more steps and keep getting better.
Right.
What you're struggling in. Like it's not about like completely. I mean, you're most likely maybe going to get over something, but new things are going to come in. But it's just about taking those steps and getting better every time.
Yep.
And like having grace for yourself. So I know, like, you say you're going to mess up again, but don't do the same thing over and over again. And I think we don't have grace for ourselves. I know that when I was a teenager, when I was a young person, I did not have grace for myself. So when I messed up, I was like, well, I messed up. So what does it matter now? Because I failed at this and I gave up. But I didn't understand grace for myself. Like, I was given grace, but I didn't know how to give myself grace.
Yep.
I think you painted the picture of God's patience really good.
I think one thing that, especially for me, like growing up in church, like sometimes I looked at Bible characters as these perfect people. So that was almost a standard that I tried to set myself up to that I could never reach. Like I thought these people were perfect and like I'm messing up. And so like, why do I deserve grace? Because, I keep messing up. Like, but I read the Bible or I hear these stories and I'm like, these people are perfect. How am I ever going to reach that? And that's just not a standard we should set ourselves to. Like, we're not going to be perfect. And these people weren't perfect either in the Bible.
Exactly.
Like, they were probably some of the worst people and God still used them.
I loved how the picture that you painted with the story. Like, I loved how you said, I read this over and over, but I didn't always think of it this way. And like, that's so important to continue to read over and over. Like, well, I've read it before.
Yeah.
So read it again, because there could be something new.
Yeah.
Like, who'd ever, I never thought about like the way you said, when he gained his sight, he probably went back to where he knew because he wanted to see what it looked like.
Yep.
Sight. Like, we do that. We are new people in Christ, but well, how does this mix into my old life? Let me go and see if I can mix it. And sometimes you can't.
Yeah. Okay, round two. Here we go.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Nikki, also you can't talk. Like, you can't give away stuff because we're on Zoom.
Wait a minute. Okay. I have to talk. I can't help it. Whether I'm the imposter or not.
Sound effects.
hate this.
Now where am I at? Okay, let's go this way. This was probably not a good thing that I learned how to play this.
Is anybody else gonna play this after you're done? After we're done today?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play this now.
It's fun.
I'm gonna have to play with my kid because he got mad because he couldn't play with us.
Okay.
I still like to play Mario. Oh.
I don't.
Somebody's in.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Nick and Cotner?
Being
dead?
dominated by the lady.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, so where was the dead person?
Okay, we
I
have
don't
to
know. I
cut
didn't
that.
see them either.
Or can we talk? Or
Just talk on the. Just talk here.
Yeah, just talk
Okay.
here.
I
Didn't
found the
see 'em.
dead. I found the dead body on the front side of the ship. What's it called in the O2? But I had just passed Nick.
In the what?
Like I know what an
Wow,
O2
Cindy,
is in,
These are new people
Cindy.
in the O2.
Let me just
That's
go look
what
over there.
Cold. In the front of the ship, Nick was dead, but in the back of the ship, no, that's where Cotner was dead. But I just passed Nick in the back of the ship, so somebody is talented.
All right. I
You
voted.
seeing all the dead bodies, Cindy? How's that happening?
Wow. Oh, I can't talk.
Yeah, we can't talk.
Yeah, y'all are dead, hush.
Oh, sorry. I'm just sitting there still talking. I'm like, oh, jeez.
We all voted.
Well, she knows how to play. Nikki was not being.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Wait,
Nick, I
but you're
play,
still
right?
dead, right?
Yeah.
Cotner, whatever y'all's names are.
If you're
Yeah.
a ghost, you still play. You still have to finish your tasks in order for the crewmates to win.
I swear I
Okay.
thought it was
Why
Nikki.
am I a ghost?
Because
Because
you
They
got
voted
voted
because you
out. We
died
all thought it
because
was
you had
you.
those votes.
Oh.
So you can't
now,
tell.
So now I'm just out?
Well, you
Yeah.
still play.
you still have to finish your tasks.
I don't even. Okay.
No, I'm not. I don't need to be.
But
in
you
this
can't
room.
talk
I need to go
into
this
stuff,
way.
I guess.
I
Right?
don't know.
Yeah, you can't talk about anything.
How do I get?
What?
Trying to figure out how to get down. Oh. Okay, check the map. Where am I at?
You're right there.
No, that's not where I want to be. Am I going the right direction? Yes, I am. Okay, go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up.
Check your map.
Check the map. No, how did I miss that? Okay, MJ, I already know this. Okay, I'm trying my best.
Don't be suspicious. Don't.
Take yourself on. Damn it! I can't figure out.
Kayla, you are a champion.
You killed
Caleb just won the
everybody?
game. Yes. Wow.
Oh!
That is insane.
What just happened?
She just killed the last person.
Your
Tried
wife
to kill Cindy like 3 times. I thought she was gonna know it was me.
I saw you chasing her around and like you couldn't get close to her.
My heart is beating so fast, y'all.
That was
You
amazing.
won.
That was amazing.
You did it, Kayla.
I was shocked when you killed me. I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, I'm not talking enough. They're gonna know.
When you watch this video back, when you killed me, I was looking at him, I was like,
I was waiting to hear somebody say something, and I was like, maybe I didn't. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe I didn't kill them.
okay. So I kind of talked about like adding maybe bad influences into your car. So my question is, have you ever followed someone like on social media or in real life, like who brought you down? And then like, why do you think we continue to follow those kinds of people?
I think if you follow bad influences, that's just because our sinful nature, like we like to entertain our sinful nature.
I just went through and cleaned out a few people that I followed. Like, I was really bad about, like, if somebody would send me a meme, you know, it would say you have to follow this person to see the joke or whatever. So I would go follow these accounts, and I was like, well, if I unfollow them, then I can't see what my friends are sending me and like the jokes that they send. But there was some super inappropriate stuff on there, and I was like, finally, like, I was like, okay, I don't want to see this mess anymore on my feed. Like, no matter how funny the jokes are sometimes, like, this has got to go.
And I think that even reminds me, like, I mean, I follow certain people because they're like the popular people on like TikTok or Instagram, and everyone else is following them. But like, I know I probably shouldn't be following these people, but I do it maybe just to keep up with my friends or
stay in the know.
Yeah.
I think that's why I deleted Facebook, which is maybe not, Facebook may not relate to teenagers, but it's social media. Facebook and the time I wasted, but the way it made me feel, and you know, Kayla and I had a conversation today where we were talking about how you react to something and like how you feel about something, how somebody makes you feel. That's on you. And so really I had to delete it because I'm working on myself, and that didn't help. But people would make me angry because of the things that they said that I felt were ignorant or whatever. But I had to essentially unfollow the whole platform of Facebook. Now I'll just scroll through Instagram looking at people's pictures.
What about if you bring it down like to a level that's like not celebrity, or like what about your own family? Like, I think some teenagers may face, and I'm one of them. I don't have the best relationship with one of my family members. Therefore, I don't follow them on Facebook. I've never had them as a friend on Facebook. Don't want to have them. I want as little interaction as possible. You know, because they're, like Nikki just said, you know, you have to remove stuff that's toxic to you. If you're going to work on you, you have to remove the toxic stuff. So sometimes it may not be just celebrities. Sometimes it may be people that, you know, that are right here on earth, right beside you. And that's okay. You know, if that's what you have to do to make yourself better, then, you know, it doesn't have to be on a national level. It can be on a local level as well.
Yeah.
That's not like ungodly or unchristian like you can love somebody from a distance.
Yes, you can.
Well, and I think what you said too, like, you got to do what works for you or is best for you. Just because Nick may be able to follow somebody just to see what's going on, I may not be able to. So, you know, everybody's different. And, you know, if maybe I can follow a family member, but maybe, you know, Carrie can't. So you can't be afraid to be a little bit different, because that different works better for you than it does for other people. So
I mean, I think they could even be good people. Like, I found
absolutely,
like, you know, friends at school when I was like in high school, like these people were fun to hang out with. Like, they were fun to hang out with, but I knew, like, continuing to hang out with them, like, I would go down that path. Like, they were fun, and like, you know, I had fun, but I knew they weren't the best influence. So I had to make a decision for myself to separate myself from that, because I knew my boundaries.
Absolutely. And then going, like, you know, even just straying away from just social media, like, it, you know, you can follow people in real life too. So I know that me personally, you know, when I was in a place, you know, I've hung out with some people that weren't, you know, the best people. And because you're, you know, if you surround yourself with them, and, you know, it makes it okay in your mind, like the behaviors that they're exhibiting, like, you know, the music that they're listening to, the things that they're doing, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, they're doing it, so it's okay. So you really have to make a conscious effort, you know, both online and in person, you know, who you allow into your bubble, because they really do rub off on you.
And this makes me think of what Dad always taught. And Nikki, you probably already know what I'm going to say. He always used to say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And yes, I know y'all have all heard that. Like, he says that a million times. And I think, you know, you may be able to keep up with it for a season of your life. Like, you may be able to balance your friends and your church life and keep a good medium. But if you keep going down that path, like, you're going to reap what you sow. Like, it's going to be, you're going to get, your future is going to be what you're doing right now.
Yep.
So,
It's a good practice for your future. Like here we are as adults talking about you have to weed out the same thing as an adult.
Well, and I think definitely when you are done with school, it becomes a lot harder because, you know, you might have school friends, you might have church friends, and because you're still in school, that's structured where you only see friends at a certain time. But when you're an adult, you got a choice to see kind of whoever you want, whenever you want. And I think a lot of the reason some of us stay stuck is because we're just so used to that bad influence and these same people, and well, they're my friends and I've known them forever, or they're family, what am I going to do? And when you become an adult, that's your time all the time is with that bad stuff.
Yep.
And I think and I'll read this, like one of the verses that I shared was Proverbs 13:20, and it says, "The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm." Like you can be a good person, but the effects and the consequences on your life could be from the people that you follow. Like you can be the best person, you can be a Christian, you can even be reading your Bible and praying, but if you're following the wrong people, like it's still going to affect you.
Well, and I'm sure we all know just from people we know, us being older or have taught people or whatever, you know, back to driving the car, if you let somebody in your car who's got something with them that is they're not supposed to have, and you're driving that car, you get in trouble for that. And, you know, like in real life, you get in trouble for that, but it also goes back to what influence you have. But literally, if you've got somebody in your car who is breaking the law, you're all breaking the law. So, you know, you got to be careful. Yep. You gotta be careful with who you're hanging out literally, but also on the spiritual side too.
I think that was another Carlism. Guilty by association.
Absolutely.
You are what you hang around.
And to go back to what Nick was saying at the beginning of this, or what he was trying to get to, like who we follow on Instagram, like I feel like we shouldn't compare ourselves to people. We shouldn't try to be somebody else. Like when you try to hold yourself to a standard that you see somebody else achieving, like you're setting yourself up for failure. I think that it's important for all of us to remember, like, we're good at our own things. Like we don't have to be like somebody else.
And yes, and it's so important to remember too that like 9 times out of 10, what people are posting on Instagram or whatever is like their best self. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and post like my kids have driven me crazy. Work's been insane. It's just been a god awful day. You know, I feel like I'm about to pull my hair out. You know, I'm going to post that perfect selfie, or, you know, my kids loving on one another. And, you know, so, you know, you can't expect your life to be like what you see on Instagram because you don't even know that that's reality.
Yep. And what I was going to say too is even people's, like when they put up the real life stuff, all that stuff is staged too. They don't put up the actual really bad stuff. Even when they put up like, this is my real life. No, it's not. You're still picking and choosing what you're posting too. So.
Okay. Last game. Here we go.
Go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
Alright. Let's use this. Where I gotta go? Ooh, somewhere over here. Okay. Kayla, why was you standing behind me like a stalker?
No reason.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
You can't talk. You can't.
Sorry. You did?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. No, get away from me. Where, honey? Where? Now I can't give you the phone. Get away from me.
I know what it was.
Okay, well, I'm going this way, honey. I gotta get away from these people. Oh, no. Right there? Oh.
What?
Partner, why do you always die?
You're horrible at this game.
I've been the first person to die every game.
That was
Okay, I saw it in like the upper right-hand corner. Also, Nikki was coming from that direction, so all I'm
Well, I just saw Nick, and I saw somebody with Nick, but I can't remember who it was.
It won't me.
Dang it.
and Nikki turned around as if she was coming after me, so I'm a little scared. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Are y'all still playing or y'all voting?
We're voting right at the moment.
They found my dead body.
Right.
Again?
I'm offended.
You are sus, Nick. Is that how you say it?
Nick is out.
That was perfect.
Okay. All right, people.
Oh my
Get
God,
away
that's
from
so
me.
sad.
Nope.
Cutter,
I'm going this way. I'm getting away from
What?
people.
click on the chat and tell me who it is.
No,
No, you can. No one else is going to see it.
no.
I'm
I'm
dead.
trying to figure out where I'm
Why
at.
would I tell you who it is though?
Because we're dead. So we're the only two people that can see that chat.
How do I get?
How do I? Oh,
Hey, I think I just closed the door. How do I open it?
What?
Dang it.
Why are there arrows? Oh, no! Get away!
Get away. You know my God.
I'm trying to get away, kid.
Does anybody keep trying to move their person by like touching?
Yes, I do not like this little joystick, whatever this is.
you can change it off the joystick. I think I saw it as an option.
Well,
Yeah,
too
I
late now.
better.
What?
I like the joystick better than the arrow thingies.
Yeah. Wait,
Oh, okay,
someone's
okay,
using
I need to go in
arrows?
here. I need to go in there.
Whatever it is, I don't know. I
Where?
like
Why is it not? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, got it.
how serious Kayla looks.
She's
What?
got toilet paper on her head.
Cindy. Don't look at my face, Cindy.
Okay,
Don't look at my
let's go.
face.
All right. Where am I at? All right, map.
You right there.
Okay, I see. How do I get? I need to figure out how to get over there. Okay, so I need.
Nick,
to
can they see the ghosts?
I think the imposter can, but nobody else.
Okay.
Is this right? Okay,
Oh
test
my
complete.
God.
All right, where am I at?
You
All
right there.
right, I see that, honey. Oh no, go back down. Go back down. Oh no, I need to go in there. Oh, right there. Got it. Okay. Okay.
Good job.
Yes, good job.
What's happening?
I don't know, but
Right there.
oh, right there. Okay.
Right there.
All right. Okay.
Thank you for the commentary, Gary.
You're welcome. Yes.
No.
What did I tell you guys? And you didn't believe me.
What is it?
This one,
Kayla, did you die?
he came in the room and I was like, he's gonna say, Mom, you're the imposter? And so I was like, mute.
I just finished my last task.
Gary was talking a whole lot. I should have known it was me.
I didn't even know, like, I don't even know, like, what sabotage means. Like, what I was.
That's why you just click the buttons. I did that
Did
when
the
I was
lights
the
turn
imposter.
off?
Maybe.
And no
But
one
I-
fixed it.
I was sabotaging.
Except for
it.
Nikki. Nikki sabotaged the lights and she goes and fixes it because no one else fixed it.
I don't know how to fix
Like
it.
on the walls for
I
light
fixed
switches.
it.
I went back to the
I
chat room
sabotaged it
video.
and I fixed
And
it.
then she went and fixed it.
Well, I was like, I know in some of those YouTube videos that they've been watching
Yeah.
that I've heard them say, pretend like you're doing
Yes.
a task.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta be doing a task.
Yes.
No, I will be suspect.
Okay, so one of the things we're supposed to do is kind of like resemble our lives after Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess my question is like, why do we, want grace from Jesus, but we don't show that same amount of grace to other people? Like on the deeper level, like it's like, oh, they did this to me once, they did it to me twice, then I'm just gonna push them away. Like why do we not? And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess why do we? Is it okay to do that, or should we set those boundaries? I guess. Like, why do we not show that same amount of grace, but expect it ourselves?
Well, I just was gonna say, like, I'm definitely guilty of that. Like,
I'm not good at it.
It's hard to, for me, it's hard to allow, like, it's hard for me to be mature enough to handle when people do me wrong. And so when they do me wrong, I'm like, well, I'm just not going to deal with it. Like, I'm just going to step away because I'm going to say something that's even worse. And I don't want to be that type of person. Like, I don't want to be around these toxic people that make me feel a certain type of way. And so I do choose the easy route and just X them out of my life. But I don't think that that's always what God wants us to do. But I do think that takes a big mature, like, it takes yourself being very mature to have to deal with those types of people.
And I do think, like, I mean, there are boundaries, but I mean, is that like biblical to have boundaries like that? You know, we say that as like humans, like, yo, we should set boundaries, but like, I don't know, like, I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, I know I guess it's a very deep question, but like where does that like end? Because like Jesus comes back and back and back, like no matter how many times we do something that he says not to do, like he keeps coming back, but I guess we just don't show that same kind of grace to people.
But I think that goes back to loving from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
But
and again, maybe this it's right to set boundaries like that. Like, I'm not saying it's the right thing or the wrong thing. I guess I just want to get people's opinions on that.
Like, I legit wanted to raise my hand when PC lined up those people on the stage, those chairs, because I was one of them people, I'm telling you. And I legit wanted to raise my hand and be like, okay, but is there such a thing as too much grace? When is enough enough? Yeah. I don't know this for myself.
But it's never enough for us. Like, God never says,
I know, but I'm
all that you're gonna get.
But my human form wants to say, yeah, enough's enough.
Right. But I think some of that is like we're trying to protect ourselves. But I mean, that same hurt and disappointment and pain that we feel when we feel like people are doing us wrong, and it's not always just like doing us wrong. You get frustrated with people's sin. Like, you know, like you said, why can't you, like, why are you doing that? But Jesus never gives up on us. So there probably isn't supposed to be an end to that.
I think it just shows how like crazy and like, I guess like, you can't even comprehend that amount of grace. Like,
right,
you
exactly.
Can't comprehend like why, like how is this even possible that he keeps coming back and back? But like, because all we know is like if someone does something to us like maybe 2 times and you're like, okay, we're done. Like, I think that just shows how powerful that grace is. Like it's never going to stop.
That's
I think
the
that's
advice
the point
that we give.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Sorry.
No,
we even give that advice though. We say, oh, well, if they're going to continue to hurt you or disappoint you or whatever, like cut them off.
But yeah, and I think the hardest part is we never, even if we do forgive people, we show them grace or whatever, we still never forget. You know what I mean? Like, right. we never forget those things. We may be able to move past them or whatever. And I think that's the hardest part for most people is there's always that in the back of your mind, like you still did this, or this thing still happened, or whatever it is. And, you know, to what you guys were talking about, that is the amazing part of what Jesus does, because he still knows all that stuff too. And, you know, we're going to come up short. We're not going to be able to act the way that he does, no matter how much we try or whatever. It's part of the miracle of him coming to this earth, and the miracle of him deciding to do that and sacrificing his life is he did something that we can't. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong. Yes, we want to be perfect. Yes, we want to have grace that's unending and all these things. But at the end of the day, we really don't, when we can't.
Right.
And I do think sometimes there are extenuating circumstances, kind of like Nikki was saying, loving people from afar, you know, and us offering that forgiveness. Because, you know, I think about like, you know, a child with a parent who is abusive, you know, whether it be physically or, you know, mentally, emotionally, that sort of thing. Or like, you know, if you're in a relationship and, you know, like, but your partner is, you know, physically abusive, you know, bad, whatever, you know, yes, God wants us to forgive and show grace, but you don't have to keep yourself in those positions either.
Because too, I think that changes you as a person. Like, are you able to be what God created you to be when you are surrounding yourself with those types of people? And so I do think, like Nick said, like we do need those boundaries. But I do think that God calls us to love, even if we don't keep them around to affect who we are.
Right. And I do think, Nick kind of said should we have boundaries or whatever? I think we definitely should. And, most of what, especially in the Old Testament, is the boundaries that we should have. You got to have some type of line that you're not going to cross, or some type of thing that you're not going to do, to avoid the stuff that might happen to you. Kind of like Cindy said, if there's an abusive situation, you don't have to just try and stick it out and love somebody through it. Like, at some point you got to do what's best for you, and try and remove yourself as much as you can. So boundaries is definitely important. That's what God teaches us a lot, is what those boundaries should be.
And I think it also, like, kind of like what you're saying, it does wrap back into like influence and the people that you're around. Like, I guess if you stay too far into that, like, it starts to influence like who you are. And I think it just all ties together. Yep.
I mean, if everybody you're hanging out with has boundaries that are way out there, your boundaries are going to be way out there. You know what I mean? If you're surrounded with people who are a little more like-minded, at least that the ones that have influence over you, your boundaries might be a little more, safer, I guess.
Yeah, like, I think it helps them show that even we don't have it all figured out. Like we still question ourselves. I mean, I'm 20 years older than most of them, and some of them probably a little bit more older than that. However, I still don't have it all figured out, and it's a growing process, and it's okay, to question yourself, but also it's okay to continue to seek guidance and help and try to figure it out, because, I don't think, we're never going to have it all, because we're not Jesus. But I think this is a good segment for them to see that, hey, I'm 37 years old and I don't have it all. So I definitely don't expect you at 15 to even have it all either. So
this is also a good picture of, this is why you surround yourself with like-minded people,
right?
So that when you have hard questions, you can sit and talk it out.
I was just sitting here thinking, this is my pregnancy hormones and I'm getting emotional, but
that's all right.
So what I needed to hear, I'm not going to cry. I'm good. I'm not going to cry.
Yes, I was about to text you and say, Kayla, are you crying?
No.
I was getting emotional. This is exactly what I needed to hear today.
Yep.
Well, and I think
pregnancy hormones, I can't help it.
It's all right.
Cry, and I'm not pregnant. God.
I'm surprised I'm not crying.
But I'm just really thankful for you guys, and that I do have people in my life to give me good advice, and that I need that advice even at 27 years old. Well, 26, almost 27.
Right.
Well, and I think, as much as we say when you get older, you're still going to struggle with this stuff. But I mean, sometimes it is nice to see other people, no matter how old they are, like, oh, well, I'm not the only one who's struggling with friends. I'm not the only, and we could have the people who are all our parents' age, and they could sit down and have the same conversation of, we struggle with my siblings or whoever. How much attention do I give them? How close do I let them in because they hurt me? The friends that they have, even if they're in their 50s, 60s, like Nikki in their 70s, even when they get up there. But it's not something I don't think that you ever get perfect, but it's something that, if you try to get better at, then you can get better at it. And there's always going to be another thing that's important when you're dealing with other people. You've got parts of it that you can't control. As much boundaries as you try to set up with other people, or as much as you try to limit influences, or and this is kind of the other end of it, sometimes we rely too much on those good influences to make us feel better, and those people let us down. And so at the end of the day, we're dealing with outside influences that we don't always have 100% control over. And a danger of that is if you put your faith in, like, for example, if my good influences are Carl and Kim and Nick and my wife, well, if one of them lets me down, all of a sudden maybe I start questioning things too.
Yes.
So, you know, that's why those were, I think, were in Nick's backseat and not necessarily, they were still in the car, but they weren't necessarily in the front seat. So
Yeah. That's why it's important to keep Jesus in the front seat.
Yes.
Your eyes are ultimately always on him, because we, you know, like the teenagers are watching this, like Cotner and Nick and Kayla and Cindy and Carrie, you guys have been with them for the past couple of weeks. And I know as a teenager in the youth group, like you always looked up to your leaders, but they're human people. So that's why it's so important to have Jesus in the forefront. Ultimately, your eyes are on him, and you understand that everyone is human, that everyone, regardless of their leadership capacity, they're sinners just like you. They're not anybody special. They've just devoted and committed their life to leading.
We're all one yucky decision away from having like a totally different life, you know, doing totally different things. And I mean, we fail every day, you know, as youth leaders, as parents, you know, so I get it.
I think it's also important, like, for the teens, maybe do some form of this, you know, talk amongst themselves, like on a level like they understand. I feel like it feels weird for me to say this because I feel like I'm so young, but like, I guess
like your level, Nick.
You're not young anymore, Nick.
Like,
You've never been young. You have an old soul.
We have more, like, I guess, knowledge or whatever, because we've, like, I guess,
it's
lived
really
longer.
Experience.
Yeah, and so if they're experienced, there you go, experience. So if they talk amongst themselves, like, they're still in what they're going through, I think they can relate to each other more. So I think what we're doing right here, like, they can continue after this video ends. Like, they talk more. They talk more and just get on their experience. Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be ashamed of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, questions that you have. I remember being a teenager, you were like intimidated, you didn't want to share with other people because you worry about what your friends are going to think or what everybody in the room is going to think, when in all reality, like, that's how everybody's feeling. Mm-hmm. And you probably have more in common or the same questions or the same feelings because you are at that same experience level. Because I can remember sitting in front of adults who were leaders and, like, not really understanding because they're here in their experience and I'm here. And while I can kind of see how it relates to me, I'm not talking about it with people my age. So it's not really penetrating in my mind and in my spirit. That's why it's so important to have these conversations together with like-minded people who are in the like, you know, space you are placed in their relationship with God as you, to grow together.
And I think this is a good place to just insert this like little call for some of our older youth. Like, you guys are our leaders in the youth group that can reach kids in a way that we can't. And, you know, if you are feeling led that God is calling you to talk to somebody, like, do it, because you never know how you can connect with a kid or with another person in your age in a way that we can. And
in all reality, we didn't really do anything hard. We played Among Us and got on Zoom.
Play a game and talk about what you learned. Yeah,
like play Warzone or play, just do something together and break it up. I mean, it's not a lot of times we build it up as this big, complicated, I gotta know all these questions and answers and whatever. Nick doesn't even have questions for these things.
Someone said this a while back and we kept conversating, so I didn't go to it. Like, I think one of the biggest things that I'm, I guess, learning right now, and especially like when I was in high school, like I wish I would have done differently, is I guess open up more about what I was struggling with. And I mean, continue like where I am now, like, I think we have built this as Christians, like we're not allowed to talk about what we're struggling with because people are going to think different. And I feel like people will think differently. And I feel like we have to get past that. Like, we have to realize that every single person is dealing with something, and it's okay to start talking about what you're struggling with.
I'll say too, everybody always freaks out like that they're going to get judged by somebody. And I would say for the most part, and obviously there are people who do that, but for the most part, that doesn't really happen that often.
No.
When you go to somebody, because you're not going to pick okay, maybe if you pick some random stranger at Walmart,
yeah,
and you start dumping your problems on them, yeah, they might be like, that person's insane.
Yes.
But if you feel comfortable enough to open up to somebody, more than likely, they're not going to judge you in any type of way. They're not gonna be like, man, you're insane. If it's somebody close enough for you to start that conversation with, it's not as scary as it seems before you do it.
And I've seen, like, I feel like most of us have been like to a youth conference or something. When we sit in a circle and talk, like when people actually start opening up, you're like, wow, I'm going through the same exact thing. And I was so scared to talk about it. But like when you start hearing one person talk about it, then like you feel like you're more willing to open up about it. So like whoever's watching this, like if you start opening up, I feel like that's just going to start like a chain reaction of people feeling more welcoming of talking about what they're going through. Okay, thank you guys. That is the end of the video. This was a great conversation. And that's all. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That was the first episode of Group Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took a lot away from that and you continue this conversation with some of your friends. What influences you? What are bad influences you need to get out of your life? And that you understand the concept of grace. I hope to see you at Youth Night next Tuesday for March Madness.